Hey guys, it's Krishanti with Krishanti.com, bringing you weekly videos about psychic development, spiritual and personal growth, and sometimes relationships. So if you love this whole realm, please subscribe and join us, and comment and like and be a part of this whole group. I think the more of us who are vocal about our intuition and psychic development, the better, because we give others permission to open up and to trust it. And ultimately, we're a part of a movement that's normalizing this, because a lot of people tend to think it's abnormal or paranormal, and it's absolutely natural. There's nothing wacky about it, and it's time to dispel all that. And what I'm talking about in this video is honoring your intuition and honoring your body and the senses you get when you first start interacting with another person, especially if it's romantic. So when you go on a date with somebody and for some reason you have the weirdest feeling, you can't quite put your finger on it, something's off, but they're presenting their best self and you're like, well, maybe I'm making this up, but ultimately you're onto something. And the perfect example actually just happened this week with a client I love who does past life work. So she herself is pretty intuitive. She wanted me to double check with her on someone. And she'd been on a couple of dates with him. And the first image I got was of him wearing a mask, like a frowny face mask when other people are frowning. So he didn't, ultimately it was the clairvoyant picture, which I've talked about in other videos, are kind of strange at first and you have to get used to working with him. But the picture I got was of him feeling fine, but putting on a mask to match what other people are feeling. So he looks like he's feeling what everyone else is. And she's like, oh my God, that's amazing. That's exactly what I was picking up, that he's a sociopath. And she's like, done, not going to see him anymore. But what can happen is outside appearances try to convince you that everything's fine and that person's really great and they're really okay. And maybe you can overlook that giant elephant in the room or that tight feeling in your solar plexus and go on with it. And then what do you know, 5 years later, it all blows up and you're like, oh God, if only I had, avoided this or listened to myself. So what I want you to do is pay attention to how your body feels and trust yourself, even if there isn't anything to back up what you're picking up on. Just trust it. And because if you don't, I know I mentioned this just now about the 5 years thing, but I have a client who I really love, who I don't remember this session, but years ago, she was asking about a guy, or asking me to look at guys who were about to come into her life because she was single at the time. We just worked together recently and she's now married. And she said, I love him, but I think I married the guy you warned me about, that the guy you warned me not to marry. So she went ahead with it, and maybe they have karma to work out or something, but she's kind of like, oh gosh, I really wonder if I could have done better. And I don't want you to go through that. I want you to trust those hits and those vibes and those feelings, because even if you are with someone, even if you're just with that person for a little bit of time, even that little bit of time can chip away at your self-esteem and set you back as far as your growth is concerned. I mean, yes, we all have lessons to learn, but sometimes we can make life a little easier for ourselves by listening to our intuition. And so this is going to be a short and sweet video. That's about all I have to say about it. But if you've had experiences like this, or you've had a feeling and then it's been validated, please put it in the comments and let's all get a conversation going about all of this stuff. So I think it's really great for us to trust ourselves and to trust that sixth sense that we all have. It's very, very natural. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.